You
I
recording?
am
We
recording.
gotta get the show on the road, 'cause I gotta teach all the damn kids who don't deserve it.
Now that is a catchy tune.
Oh, I do it all the time to my students. Where if my students take it too long, I'll go, Coco, what are you doing? Are you reading the example? And it just makes that they go, ew, gross, stop singing. I'm like, I'm gonna keep singing until you finish this example, so we can
Uh-huh.
talk about it. Let's keep going so I can bother you. And it's just random stuff. It doesn't, I don't have any pre-made songs.
No,
It's
no.
just random stuff that
Yeah,
I
yeah.
sing
Yeah,
to
it's
annoy.
just uh like a stream of consciousness that's slightly
Yeah,
annoying.
just to annoy my
Yes.
students.
Yeah.
That's it.
Hello and welcome back to Archaeoscoop. This is the show.
Where we look at news from archaeology, history, and the cultural sphere.
Uh-huh. Yep, yep. It is in fact one of the mottos to live by. And
Actually, it's interesting that you mentioned that you say that, because today we were on lectures I put up, we were talking about the Barnum effect.
oh yeah.
Are you a victim of the Barnum effect?
Barnum like Barnum and Bailey? Like the circus? Oh, shoot, we could go to the circus right now and get some popcorn.
This is a very big thing that happens on the internet in general, just in general, where but really now, especially with meta AI, just making up facts. Mark and I know, if you are on any meta device, it doesn't matter what it is. If it's Facebook, if it's WhatsApp, if it's Instagram, anything that Meta owns, you Meta AI is just inventing facts, and they invent pictures to go along with it. And the new thing is that it just invents infographics. And you'll
Mm-hmm.
see a friend of mine shared one about ASD, or autism, and saying that, oh, if you have all of these things, you have ASD. You're just going, these are generalized things
Mm.
that anybody could have for any reason. It does it, and it's just really generalized stuff. Like, do you need to listen to headphones everywhere? Like, that's not like, get the heck out of here. That's not a symptom of
Indeed.
ASD.
Do you have music? Do you have a
Yeah,
podcast you want to
do
listen
do
to?
you like do
Yeah.
you like sounds?
Yeah.
No. And a lot of these things are, oh, do you have heavy empathy? These are not, and a lot of them, unfortunately, these are not medically sound. And this is the Barnum effect. And you'll see this a lot with people, especially who do tarot readings, or, as Fujisan found out, with fortune cookies, where you crack open the fortune cookie and it says, you will meet somebody very important very soon. You just go, okay. Or same thing with tarot cards, where,
Hmm.
if you do a pull, if you're doing a pull, and you get a specific card in a specific position, you can apply that generalization to your life. You go, oh my God, that's so me. You go, that's the Barnum effect.
I see aliens. Little aliens from outer space. They force their way inside your bodies. They need your talent to win a basketball game against Bugs Bunny.
Yes, it is named after P.T. Barnum, the
Mm.
circus man.
Yeah.
Even though he was not the one who invented it, the Barnum effect, it was named after him because he used to have fortune tellers who would do that kind of thing.
Yeah. These sort of
And
cold reads and stuff, and that's all grand. It's all kind of entertaining, but I
it's
cannot.
fun. It's very fun, but you
Uh,
cannot take it as fact, and it's not science.
no, no,
Yeah.
no, no. But also, I cannot stand The Greatest Showman. That film. I hate to say it.
I haven't seen it, so we're good.
I mean, the main reason is because the character is an utter scumbag.
Yes.
Yeah, which sucks.
Yeah.
And yet, every now and then, I have to watch the opening on YouTube. It's
Why?
just got me because I do love that song. The thing is, it's just such a banger. Uh, uh,
Oh, is it Hugh Jackman who sings it?
yeah, yeah,
Okay, then
yeah,
of course it's fine. I saw him in Oklahoma and he was lovely. So,
yeah,
if you want to see Hugh Jackman dance and sing, that's totally understandable.
yeah, yeah. So I watch the opening and then I go, P.T. Barnum, scum. So I guess you're opening with your first pick of the week.
My first story of the week is ancient pottery
Hmm.
holds the earliest evidence of humans doing math. So I apologize for all the innumerate people in the room, including myself. Flower designs on an 8,000-year-old pot show mathematical knowledge, archaeologists say. And we will
Okay.
find out who actually says that. This one comes to us from Science News. Plant-like designs on pottery made almost 8,000 years ago maybe the earliest evidence of mathematical thinking. Many of the flower decorations painted on pottery by an ancient culture in the northern Mesopotamian exhibit regular numbers of petals determined by mathematical progression, a pair of archaeologists from the Hebrew University of Jerusalem report in a recent study. This finding, scientists say, suggests that these people used similar understanding for the division of land and agricultural produce.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so wild plants, and there are pictures of it. You could see they show you the pottery, and they show you how the patterns operate. Wild plants are lacking among the many ancient cave drawings made by Homo sapiens up to 46,000 years ago. Plant motifs, including trees, branches, shrubs, and flowers, are common in pottery decorations of Mesopotamia's late Neolithic Halifian people who lived between 6,200 and 5,500 BC. The new study, published on December 5th in the Journal of World History, catalogs all the plant motifs on the Halifian pottery fragments, but it's the flowers, says Joseph Garfinkel, that give us an indication of mathematical knowledge. And when you actually see what it looks like, there's a drawing, there's recreation of the flower patterns with these kind of fields in between.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Garfinkel and Sarah Krowich examined thousands of Halifian pottery fragments unearthed at archaeological sites since the 1930s and identified 375 with designs depicting flowers. In nearly every case, the flowers were illustrated with 4, 8, 16, 32, or 64 petals, a geometric progression that implies that designs were inspired by the power of two. The large patterns on some of the fragments also suggest mathematical knowledge. Many are from ornately painted bowls, including some painted with stylized flowers inside checkerboard patterns. The authors argue that these numbers are not accidental, but indicate that the Halafians possessed advanced knowledge of this type of mathematics. This understanding, based on the progressive doubling of numbers, may have been developed by Halafians for dividing land or crops into equal shares. This evidence of mathematical knowledge, says Garfinkel, that we're not aware of from any other source. Halafian mathematics differ significantly from the base 60 or sexagesimal. That's a great word, kids. Sexagesimal.
Nice.
Mathematics pioneered by the Sumerians in roughly the same region, and that's why this is really important, is that the mathematics of these different people were differing at the time. While base 60 has largely been supplanted by base 10 in mathematics, the metric system, it is still, for all those in the States who don't know what the metric system is still used here in timekeeping, astronomy, and geometry. And there you go.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Although I would say there may be reasons for this, but there's a slight leap there, isn't there, from counting petals in a pattern to talking about land division and crop counting. To be fair, inevitably they're going to be doing that, and one of the things that I often talk about in prehistory workshops with the kids in school is or in schools, is that, all you need is two people or even one person, one stick and a rope, and you can draw a perfect circle, and then from there you can start dividing it and so on and so forth. So it's far from beyond the ken of prehistoric folks to have some very, very accurate and increasingly complicated mathematics. The doubling, though, is interesting. I don't know how you feel about it, but it feels like this is a mathematical game that I think we all play and have played at some point, not even outside the scope of education. You just sort of,
It's
you
not
imagine
complex
something and you
mathematics.
double it and then you double it. And it's not complicated, but it's not, in that sense, it's not, I think more importantly, it's not surprising. So I'm not sort of saying, oh, what, that's not advanced. It's more a case of like, well, yeah, I'd be amazed if people weren't doing this, in their spare time.
I think it's more important, as I said, I think it's more important in that at the same time, near the same region, you had a different
Basically,
civilization
yeah.
that was using a different math system,
Hmm.
whereas these people were not. I think that's really the most important. And this is a little bit older as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's the important part of the discovery is
Yeah.
that if they are using this base and they're not using sexagesimal, even though they're in
Hmm.
the same region, almost roughly at the same time, so essentially they have their own way of counting.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Well, I too have my own way of counting, and my counting says that it's my turn to share a news article, and this one I'm going to return to the fantastic popular mechanics. And last time we spoke, I mentioned the use of GIS and ancient Chinese tombs. And this one is it's a headline that's clearly meant to get you going, oh, but it's also actually quite revealing. And an interesting little bit of history. So archaeologists found someone they never expected in an ancient Chinese tomb,
Is it ET?
a blonde man. They found a blonde man. They found Fabio.
Wait,
Uh,
is he blonde because that was his hair color? Or is he blonde because it was changed from the humic acid?
uh, we are going with the idea that it was in fact intentional. I don't think
Okay.
anyone's suggesting that there was a chemical change. Um,
Okay.
but a 2018 reconstruction project of a hillside road in the capital of Shanxi province led to the unearthing of the tomb. But archaeologists hadn't really reported on the discovery until recently. The tomb in question was discussed by Long Zhen, director of the Xinjiang Ancient City Research Institute of the Taiyuan Cultural Relics
Here he goes
Protection
again. Here he goes again. I
Research Institute.
apologize to anybody who speaks the tonal language or who has ears. I apologize.
As soon as I started, I knew that was coming. According to a translation from state-run news outlet, this article is based on. So what's been found is a tomb with pairs of figures painted on both sides of the tomb door. Paintings of people continue throughout the tomb, including everything from women pushing stones to grind flour, men making versions of pasta or noodles, I suppose, women using oranges, curiously enough, to fetch water,
Okay.
and men stepping on hammers to help pound rice.
I think I think there's a better way of doing that.
I think there
I just
probably is.
imagine them like stepping on the hammer like flat on the floor.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I know what they
oh.
mean. It's a
It'll
hammer
be
pedal.
spring. It'll be spring load.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but when you said stepping on hammers on the floor, I thought, I think like if you just throw the hammer on the floor and you step on, I think there's a better
yeah.
way.
I step on the hammer and nothing happened. Experts believe the tomb was owned by a man who died around 736 AD, aged 63, during the Middle Tang dynasty, which runs from 618 to 907 AD. And he was buried in the tomb along with his wife. The 8 scenes painted on the tomb are figures under the tree, this style that was very fashionable at the time, a sort of tableau of storytelling and moments in time. And it shows daily activities rendered artistically underneath trees. The scenes offer a fresh view on what daily life and responsibilities were like during the Tang dynasty or dynasty. Victor Zhong, professor of history at Western Michigan University, who wasn't involved in the discovery, told Live Science that the Westerner painted in these pictures may well be surprising. Because amongst the scenes, one of the figures was in fact a figure who it stood out because he wasn't of what they're calling Han ethnicity.
Okay.
He was painted with blonde hair and a beard.
Is it supposed to be a deity of some kind? Because sometimes in these depictions, people go, "Oh my God, a white person." You go, "No, that this is their idea of divinity is that they had white or
Oh,
blonde
oh,
hair.
oh no! I can hear Graham
Graham
Hancock.
Hancock.
He's coming into the room.
Oh
don't
no!
claim to
Man,
be
it's the rip.
Graham
I punch this
Hancock.
way, and then I punch
I'm
this way, and
Graham
then I punch
Hancock.
this way. Oh, just in case
Graham
he's coming
Hancock.
down here or
Graham
up there,
Hancock.
wherever he's coming from. I'm just gonna keep punching in all
Yeah,
directions.
he's just
Get
like,
out of here,
yeah, he's just
pseudo
like
archaeology.
white man with beard.
Oh God, no!
No.
Get the Graham Hancocks and the Keanus. I just set them on fire. I
Yeah.
don't want them.
No. So Victor has suggested that this actually is likely a representation of someone from Central Asia, based on his facial features and his outfit style, so his clothing as well. We can identify him as a Westerner, inverted commas, likely a Sogdian from Central Asia.
And there are actually people in the steppes. There are famously people with blonde hair and blue eyes who came from that region. So it's not unlikely.
No, exactly, and also within all. Again, this is one of the fundamental things about being a human being. Within all human populations, there are recessive genes that express in various ways at various times. And just because someone looks a certain way doesn't mean that that's what their genes are all the way through. Everyone's carrying a bit of everything. And in this instance, the Sogdians, who may well be represented here, were people who lived in what is today
Tajikistan.
Yes, I know. Yes, I was. I don't know why I was tripping up on that. Yes, and Uzbekistan, and were active along Silk Road trading routes. So this is really actually a mural that's depicting trade contacts and the movement of people with trade. The murals coat the entire tomb, save for the floor. The South China Morning Post wrote, and the artwork is similar in style to many others from the Tang Dynasty, so in that sense it doesn't stand out particularly artistically, but it has got this curious figure. It's believed that the style coincides with paintings found in the tomb of Wang Shenzi, a key figure in the late 1800s during the fall of the Tang Dynasty and the rise of the Song Dynasty. The styles so closely match, it might even have been the same artist. Now, one scene includes a woman in brightly coloured dress leading 4 horses, while a man stands nearby with a whip. Women and men holding boxes or ceremonial bowls tucked under up to their chests, and an old man shown in various scenes reaching towards a snake, carrying an axe and firewood and holding a cup. The paintings also feature plenty of trees, flowers, mountains, and most of the figures throughout the tomb appear to be the same 2 people, leading archaeologists to believe that these are the owners of the tomb. So it actually may even be depicting stages of this person's life, and therefore that they may well have bumped into this Sogdian trader, or maybe this person was a friend of theirs. But anyway, it's a cool little story, and I just love that hook, which would get the Graham Hancockians very excited. A blonde man?
Oh no!
Oh!
Gross. I have a better man to talk about, one whom we know and we all love, and this comes directly from Wessex archaeology. So I think Mark knows exactly who I'm going to talk about. Uncle Phil Harding!
Yay!
Yay! And Phil Harding, of course, Dr. Phil Harding's hat. So Mark will now put in the the audio clip of him going, "Not a sausage, Tony!"
Sadly, I couldn't find that clip. But here is a clip of Phil Harding and one of my all-time archaeology heroes, Dr. Peter Rowley Conway.
Well, what have you got?
Wow, what have I got?
Gordon Bennett. Where did this come from?
Oh, that's down in the bottom of the ditch there.
This is the best bone we've had yet. Do you know what
Is
this
it?
is?
Well, no, I wouldn't ask you if I
No,
did.
you wouldn't. This is an aurochs.
What?
Wild cattle.
After decades of mastering flint knapping, Dr. Phil Harding may have solved one of Stonehenge's most enduring puzzles.
Oh, okay.
The Dark Souls of archaeology. It was beaten by Dr. Phil Harding. We know that its prehistoric builders sourced sarsen stones from the Marlborough Downs, but how did they split one of the Earth's hardest stones? Dr. Phil Harding believes they may have seen those massive tubular sarsens and had a light bulb moment, applying the same rules as flint knappers. Sarsen is a silicate, just like flint, so that looks very similar, but it is not. And if you put shockwaves through silicate, it will break. flint responds instantly, but sarsen is tougher. You have to stack up the shock waves. So you have to stack it up and then hitting the exact same spot over and over again until the fracture plane deepens. Now, obviously, this is not impossible
Hmm.
because people had time on their hands. And if you've ever seen anybody grinding in an MMO, this is pretty much the same thing. In true Dr. Phil style, he decided to put this theory to the test with some experimental archaeology. And so you can find out all of the whole study. He put it online. It's available. Demystifying Sarsen, Breaking the Unbreakable by Dr. Phil Harding. And it's available for everybody as part of Cambridge.org. And it was published just a few months ago. It's in the Antiquaries Journal, and the abstract is there for everybody. It says this small project was initiated to create a broader understanding of the working properties of sarsen and its challenges. This notoriously durable, coarse graded sandstone is most familiarly associated with phase 3 of the monument at Stonehenge. Just like a boss battle, there's always a phase 3. Although its exploitation persists into the 20th century. The discussion has focused on the probable methods employed in prehistory to work the stone, splitting, flaking, and pecking. And so you can read Dr. Phil's full study and all of his experimental archaeology online for free at cambridge.org.
Cool. Okay. It's interesting, isn't it, how stone tool technology.
I have to say though, I am sad though that it's not going to be full of ooh ah sounds.
Oh, wow, look at that.
In the middle. His gorgeous Wiltshire accent is always the best. It's always the greatest.
Yeah. He's no, he's an interesting figure, but also this is an interesting bit of work because in that sense, it highlights that people, as he pointed out, can have light bulb moments. They can be we can be very ingenious in tackling an issue and a problem, but also as well the whole thing of stone tool technology and the relationship that humans have had with geology for hundreds of thousands, if not, depending on the type of human you're talking about, close to millions of years, means that actually, yeah, people today, for example, when they're building a Cornish hedge, so-called, these stone walls that you find a lot on the side of roads in Cornwall, they can have the most incredibly intuitive relationship with how a stone will connect to another stone and which way the gravity is going to send it, and how they can split it by tapping on this point to get the plane that they want, and so people with a lifetime of that experience, people who didn't, and we're not just talking about people who just relied upon it, because by this point often we're talking about farming communities. So you while they did have large stone axes for those farming communities, the properties can just sort of percolate, and someone could just look at a stone and go eventually and just go, I reckon we can have that one. Let's do it.
I reckon I could do that.
Yeah, I reckon we can do that. And yeah, and setting up a repeating tapping.
And in comes Dr. Phil.
Yeah,
With his tiny shorts and his big eye going, ooh, I bet I could do that.
Yeah, and his incredibly sweaty headband.
His headband.
Yeah. But it's wonderful, and it's also as well. This
got
flies,
a good bit of chert on it.
Yeah, it flies in the face of so many of the sort of of those sort of gateway questions that often lead people down pseudo-archaeological pathways. You couldn't possibly have done that without modern technology, so on and so forth. People can do a lot, and especially if they've got time, people can do a lot. And
I've seen people in World of Warcraft grinding the same area for mining all the time.
Yeah.
It is possible.
It is possible.
It is possible. How are we going to do this? Give me 10 hours and a can of Red Bull and I'll figure it out.
Yeah, 10,000 hours even. Okay, well, my second story is someone pointed out that this is a little bit of a metaphor for the state of global relations at the moment.
Is it the book?
It's not the book. No. No. The book is coming. But no, my second story is the headline: Nuclear bunker topples from crumbling cliff.
Oh yeah,
And
that's pretty topical.
yeah, yeah, the idea of the old world order just collapsing into the sea. A nuclear bunker that was teetering on the edge of rapidly eroding cliff is now at the mercy of the sea after collapsing further. The brick building near Tunstall in East Yorkshire, believed to be almost 70 years old, was designed as a monitoring post in the event of nuclear war. Amateur historian Davy Robinson, who's been filming its final days, said he believed it fell at some point in the night. Oh, you'd gutted, wouldn't you? You'd be
Oh,
gutted.
he didn't set up a camera?
No. Well, I mean, maybe he did, but he wasn't there. It seems
Oh,
gutted.
no.
The area has some of the fastest eroding coastline in the UK, according to the Environment Agency. The Clifftop bunker was one of a number of nuclear monitoring posts around the UK, according to the historical research group Subterranea Britannica. Known as the Tunstall ROC, the Royal Observer Corps Post, it is believed to have been built around 1959 and decommissioned in the 1990s. Robinson, with his partner Tracy, and they both look very happy together. I just mentioned that.
Are they wearing Fallout jumpsuits?
They're not, although that'd be cool. That would be the way to do this. Said their YouTube channel videos of the bunker had attracted interest from around the world. I have not gone looking, but we can link below if people are interested. The latest footage shows the bunker sitting at the foot of the cliff, although appearing largely intact. So essentially, as a box, it's just poof, fallen out of the cliff and onto the sea below. He said it was a symbol of the erosion in this area, adding that they would continue to document what happens to the structure as time inevitably progresses. And this is not only, as some people have said, a sort of a metaphor for the moment, but also it really highlights another aspect of UK archaeology that I was introduced to when I went up and did a talk once at St Andrews. And there, the archaeologists founded and are involved in an ongoing project, which is, if I can just get this thing to load, it's called SCAPE. It's Scottish Coastal Archaeology and the Problem of Erosion. And
that's a long one there.
yeah, it's quite long. But it's all about the way in which, especially in this instance, quite often prehistoric sites, so Bronze Age and further back, Neolithic sites as well, I believe, are sort of just falling into the sea, especially on the Scottish Islands, where erosion during increasingly violent storms can have very dramatic effects on the land. But East Yorkshire, this is this is the same sort of part of the world where you have Whitby Jet coming out of the ground. You have actually, well, speaking of Whitby, you have the risk of
Pompeii, the risk of the Pompeii of the East.
No. You know the risk of even things like church buildings, etc., and also people's houses falling into the sea. So erosion is real, folks, and it will one day get you.
Shout! Move! Move! Move!
Careful, Austin.
Well, I have a very funny bonus story, and I have a visual aid for those who are watching. For those who are not watching, I am holding, and those who are listening, you can hear it. I am holding a very specific red horse, which it was made for the Lunar New Year, because this year is the year of the horse.
Yeah.
And but this horse looks very happy. But my special story is all about accidental crying horse toy wins the hearts of China.
Okay.
So this horse was accidentally made in a very wrong and specific way. So at the International Trade City, China's largest wholesale market, customers crowd into a small shop searching for an unlikely bestseller ahead of the new year. They're looking for a red plush horse with a downturned mouth and a gold bell around its neck. Its eyes that appear to shy away from the viewer's gaze. The toy has gone viral on Chinese social media ahead of the Spring Festival holiday, which is going to be happening at the end of February this year, because the way that the lunar calendar falls out, which this year marks the year of the horse in the Chinese zodiac. So the so-called crying horse by online users. The toy was designed as a happy face Lunar New Year decoration, but manufacturing made a mistake and turned the smile into a frown. A
Oh,
worker sewed the mouth on upside down by accident. And they were offered a refund after discovering a flaw, but the customer never returned the toy. Not long after, she discovered photos of the upside down smile circulating online, and you can see pictures of the crying horse.
oh,
People joke that the crying horse is how you look at work while smiling. Is how you look after work. And so because of this, though, because the horse looks perfectly sad about the coming year, the horse went viral online and people were looking specifically for the crying version, the ugly version. It also taps into a broader trend for the so-called ugly cute toys are
yeah,
popularized in recent years, such as Pop Mart and obviously Labubu.
yeah.
But the horse, but the great because we like the horse looks very happy here, but when you see it with the mouth upside down, it looks like this. It looks very worried about the future. And so
Oh,
people, I happened to find this one at my local Asian grocery store, and I grabbed it immediately. And I asked them, "Do you have the sad horse?" And the man at the front laughed, and he said, "Maybe we'll get some, but they're sold out everywhere." So I
okay.
got this little guy to because he's the happy red horse. But
Would
I just
you
thought
would
that
you-
was
would you consider getting your wonderful friend who makes Fuji-san's hats to do a face spin?
Oh, Ashley, yeah, I would love that actually. Maybe Miss
Oh,
Ashley could flip that frown
and
upside
upside
down.
down.
Exactly.
Well, right
So
side up.
apparently, so they said by early afternoon, the racks of the crying horses sold out, and employees were rushing to restock the shelves. And so the Zhang said, "We will keep selling it. The crying horse really fits the modern reality of working people." I
Wow.
just thought, yeah, wow, oh my God.
Yeah.
So if I can find Sad Horse, I will find him.
And you'll be
But yes, I
delighted.
I just felt yeah, I just felt like that was a very funny, a very nice story, and yet very relatable.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I have a story as a bonus as well, and this is one that I shared with
Is
you.
it the book?
It is the book.
You must not read from the book.
Book. Yes, the book. This was a slightly misleading, and we sometimes come across this on this show, don't we? Where there's a report dated to the current year or current week, which is actually stirring up something that's not that new. But this was published in Indie 100. I think an off branch of the Independent. Archaeologists discover the lost Book of the Dead, buried for thousands of years, written by Becca Monaghan, and Becca Monaghan needs to do her, do her due diligence, perhaps, or maybe she's just decided to highlight it this year. Who knows? But this is actually the story of the Book of the Dead. Now, of course, it's made famous by the Mummy, and
Must not read from the book.
two of the most deeply attractive Egyptologists ever seen on screen.
Oh yes, the real joy of the Mummy is not just the book and all the creatures and everything, but how we all discovered we were bisexual.
It changed lives. It changed lives. It's a very important,
Absolutely.
very important film. But no,
My entire sexual identity is the cast of the Mummy. Exactly.
You want to know?
Well, yes.
Do you really want to know?
Yes.
Then get me the hell out of here.
now the thing is, you've said that also about the ampersand as well.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, ampersands
So
and the
hot.
Mummy. Yeah, now we know. But no, this is interesting because it's actually referring to a discovery that was made, or that was talked about back in 2023, and I think was well worth looking at, given that it was mentioned in 2026. These are photos of a stunningly preserved 52-foot long version of the Book of the Dead papyrus from ancient Egypt. Egypt, at the time, released photos of a newly discovered Book of the Dead that was more than 2,000 years old. These are images of a document that was discovered within a coffin of a tomb near the step pyramid of Djoser, and announced in January of 2023. So again, it's literally 3 years old, this story. not unusual for ancient Egyptians to bury the Book of the Dead with the deceased, but they didn't call it that at the time. Rather, modern archaeologists coined the term the Book of the Dead to refer to a collection of texts that ancient Egyptians thought would help guide the dead through the afterlife. And yeah, it's well worth a look. There are photos showing, I mean, it's in remarkable condition. The papyrus as a roll. They have sections that are unrolled and then they unfurled the whole thing for photos as well. And then finally, it went on again. This article's from 2023. Went on display at the Egyptian Museum, obviously in Cairo, and it's gorgeous. So, you know, sometimes whether it's journalism, whether it's an AI bot for a newspaper, or whether it's just someone being slightly lazy as a journalist, they can draw your attention to wonderful discoveries. And just looking at the imagery. So there's a photo here of weighing one's heart against the weight of a feather, and just the penmanship, the artisan ability of the scribe involved in this document alone is well worth a look. So I think a little bonus, and of course we get to talk about the book. So the book.
There's also a lot of pseudo-archaeology nonsense about the Book of Thoth. And there's a lot of, especially when it comes to things like tarot, or people thinking that a lot of Victorians and Edwardians use this to make up nonsense about ancient beliefs and things like that, and it just was never true. It's not. It's actually it's sadly a very simple book that is really, as Mark said, it's just meant to tell you, like, to help guide the people who've died into the afterlife. There's no magic spells in it or anything like that. No.
Which is a shame.
Sorry, Emotep. Emotep.
Yeah, Emotep. That said, though, there is a wonderful version of the book that was featured on Adam Savage's Tested. I'll link the video below, where a friend of his was about to put it into commercial production. So
I don't know why, but I thought you were going to say his friend was about to put it into a microwave or an oven or something, because it's tested. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
or put it into a tomb. But yeah, so he's even made the locking mechanism and everything, and yeah,
delicious.
Yeah, if I could crowdfund something entirely selfish, I would crowdfund purchasing that book. I think, yeah. That, or a wee little castle somewhere on the edge of Scotland, so we can
get a couple of those, actually. There's even castles that they will pay you to live in as heritage sites, but to make sure that they're okay. I mean, you know, it's a small salary and it's in the middle of the nowhere, so there's no internet, but they'll pay you to take care of it.
Well, I mean, maybe if things get desperate enough, but I do quite like the internet, you know.
When the nuclear fallout comes and all the bunkers have already crumbled into the sea, that's where we'll go, is to the very, very tip of Orkney.
Yep. You take the low road and I'll take the high. And I'll be in my bunker before ye. Yep, exactly.
That'll be our bunker. The one that never erodes into the sea is the castle at the very tip of Orkney that we're getting paid $5 an hour to look after.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just with at any given time of day, one of the people living there has to be on the top, just squealing like a banshee. Just yeah, exactly. That
but remember, kids, banshees are not ghosts, and they don't hurt you. They're there just to tell you that somebody in your family is passing away. That's all they're doing.
Yeah. They're helpful.
I could follow somebody around and wait for them to die, and then go, oh.
Isn't that just what you do anyway? I think
Doesn't work though.
No. Oh, okay, fair enough. I just like the idea. Just in the morning, you go out into the streets of Montreal, just looking for someone who's about to die.
In the morning, I wake up and I just follow a random person and go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It could happen any moment. You're so wrong.
I just stand there and wait. This way, whenever there was, I'll tell you a fun story that will end it. So
Okay.
at a recent Comic-Con, not the one that just passed, but the one before that, there was a man who was chatting up a girl. I did not know these people. They were in the booth next to us, and he was a young man who was trying to impress this young girl and not doing a very good job at it. And so he said, I don't know how the conversation started, but my ear started tingling when I heard him say the phrase, well, you know, if the world stopped spinning, we would all just fly off it. And I immediately turned around and I said, do you not know Physics 101? And he just looked horrified at me. And I said, if the world stopped spinning, gravity still works, my friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I said, jump.
Yeah.
And he jumped. And I said, now, you did not fly 14 miles in that direction, because that's how fast the world is spinning, because of gravity.
Yeah. Yeah.
So would we all just fly off the world if the world stopped spinning? And he just went, no. And I turned to the girl and I said, don't go out with this guy. He's an idiot. And then,
Oh.
you don't know
Wow.
Physics 101? You're trying to impress somebody and you don't know, well, I mean, astrophysics.
Well, if
Oh,
anything,
come on.
if anything, if we're talking sort of small scale, intuitive, whatever, this idea of a sudden stop leading to inertia, and then the movement of people of beings on the thing that suddenly stopped. If we're talking about that, if anything, the sudden stop would result in, as you say, a sideward movement. It wouldn't fling people away from it.
No.
It's not like centrifugal sort of, you know, pushing to the edge of something. Yeah, interesting. But yes, you are.
So
You are basically like Ian McKellen's death, aren't you?
So I just, I saw for that
Yeah.
guide specific, I was just perched and waiting. Raw.
Don't go out with him. Yeah.
Seriously, if you want to impress somebody, at least know, you know, don't just spit out random, like fun facts. You know, you actually know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because it's so much harder to say, well, actually, if the world stopped spinning, this is what would actually happen. And then obviously we would all stand here, but then obviously the tides would have problems, etc. That's so much more, it's so much more of an interesting conversation than having Dude Bro from Reddit going, you know, if the world stopped spinning, we'd all just fly off.
Into space. Well, is that what happened? Did she then just sort of come and sit at your booth? And
No, she was just passing and she
Oh, okay.
laughed and just walked away.
oh, you're brutal. Impressive.
Listen. It's a tough market out there.
Yeah.
If you want, especially in the world of garbage slop AI, if you want to impress anybody, any prospective partner, please have real facts. Please have scientific facts. Please come at me with astrophysics. I love that.
Mhm.
I love that. That's great.
Mhm.
But you better know more than me.
Well, there you go. Thank you so much for watching, guys.
Happy Horse is going to jingle us out.
Yay!
Sprinkling happiness and astrophysics facts. To wish you luck with your prospective partners in the new year.
Amen to that. Bye.